How ego doomed Lunchly's launch. Yeah, I wouldn't say so. I mean, you never know. Who knows? Maybe a year in the future, we'll all be eating Lunchly. And I wouldn't mind it. I don't know if I would mind. I feel like it wouldn't be that bad. It's gonna be a part of the balanced diet, all right? You got your meats in there, you got your veggies, you got your, you know what I'm saying? And then you got your drink, your hydrating drink. You never know. Let's see this stuff.
There's a growing trend of YouTubers who no longer want to be, well, just YouTubers. I mean, they still want to make money, don't get me wrong, but they want to do so in ways that don't rely on AdSense, clickbait titles, or making faces that they have to bring up.
My girlfriend is my mom gone sexual. If you are watching a video like that, bro, you need some form of help.
And then we're going to look at a lot of thumbnails of ourselves and we're not going to feel good about ourselves, right? We're not going to be happy about
This is why I
ourselves.
don't go on YouTube.
Whether it's Chamberlain Coffee, Dobrik's Pizza, or Hank and John Green starting VidCon, or Hank Green selling socks, or Hank and John Green selling coffee and tea, or Hank and John Green becoming authors. I'm afraid of how much paperwork Hank and John Green must do on a daily basis. But two of these ventures have become particularly notable. Prime, started by Logan Paul and KSI, and Feastables, started by the universally beloved, please don't fact check that, Jimmy Donaldson,
Crazy how Feastables is like in damn near every store I see. I be in Walmart and it's there, 7-Eleven and it's there. Bro, I was at Home Depot today to get some and like in Home Depot when you check out they have some snacks, I guess. And there were some Feastables, bro. I was like, what the hell?
aka Mr. Beast. I mean, these companies have become overnight successes, as they will gladly tell you.
The
I
fastest
hate
growing.
Feastables. I'm not gonna lie, Feastables isn't bad at all. It's just like, you know, it's like a chocolate bar. I can't say I haven't had a Hershey's in a while. I probably would prefer a Hershey's, to be honest. I don't know though. I don't eat chocolate like that.
Sports drink in history.
This is my old Feastables chocolate bar.
My question is, do actual athletes drink it? No, they don't. But the thing is, bro, you never need, here's the thing with working out. You don't actually need a hydration drink. By the way, y'all, Gatorade, Prime, whatever, it's supposed to more like keep in the water intake in you and make you feel like you need less. But I swear, every time I have a hydration drink, I still need water. Like, I'll still need water after a lot of water regardless. So, I don't know.
And as you know, it tastes better than a Hershey's bar.
Prime, the fastest growing beverage in history.
I mean, regardless of how you feel about the men behind these brands, their success is undeniable. So when they drop a Prime Feastables crossover, the Lunchables alternative Lunchly, you would expect that to basically print money, right? But instead, it has become one of the most universally mocked things on the internet. Period.
Dude, why does Logan Paul look like he's about to shit himself?
Vaguely.
Bro, it literally wouldn't be as mocked if they all like weren't in a ton of controversy and KSI was just being super cringe after. KSI wasn't even in controversy. He was just acting stupid as shit after. He was acting dumb as hell because he got super pissed at Dan TDM or something, right? And then that's what made it worse.
Vaguely is an all-new way to make fans
In
feel
the thick of it now.
good.
I like my cheese drippy, bro.
I like my
Yo, this video was just
I like my cheese drippy, bro.
I like my cheese drippy, bro.
I like my cheese drippy, bruh.
So what exactly made Prime and
I
Feastables
genuinely wonder if Logan like rehearsed that. Cause he had to have done like a couple takes of that. I want to see the outtakes of him saying he likes his cheese drippy, bro. I want to see the outtakes of it. I like my cheese drippy. Fuck that one up. I gotta do it again. Do it again. I like my cheese drippy, bro. Damn. It's not the right amount of drippy in the sentence.
such a hit, and why does that magic seem to be missing with Lunchly? Well, it all comes down to right place, wrong time. What do I mean? Well, we gotta start with Prime's launch, because while it might have felt like a chaotic out-of-nowhere move, it was one of the most meticulously planned campaigns ever. Logan and KSI had announced Prime's launch in January of 2022.
I wouldn't even say it was planned like that. It was more, I feel like it was in the moment for them. Like, it was smart that they both did it because they were mortal enemies and nobody would suspect it.
So we have an announcement. We have a project we want to tell you about. We have created our own drink company.
Which might sound like random timing, but the two had stronger brands than ever before. I mean, Logan had spent years on a very effective comeback campaign
I
that,
know Prime released in 2022. Damn, that's not that long ago.
at this point, was in full effect. See, Logan had spent the start of his YouTube career being the most hated person... That was the end of my sentence. Simply put, he had developed a reputation for figuring out whatever would get him the most headlines and doing it without hesitation.
I think there's someone hanging right there.
But in 2019, he started to
Come
shift
on,
his
Logan.
focus from
It's
vlogging,
just me,
which
man.
would require
Relax.
him to maintain the crazy lifestyle he was known for, to podcasting, which would allow him to present himself as having a more likable, grounded personality. Sometimes this would come from criticizing his brother Jake for more questionable antics.
I love Jake, obviously, but this one is f***ing dumb. Sorry, this one is f***ing dumb, dude.
while other times it would be for coming out in strong support of various
Fucking
social
hate
causes.
Jake and Logan.
And I'm embarrassed that it's taken me 25 years to realize this. It is not enough to be not racist. You have to be anti-racist.
No matter how you look
Bro,
at
I
it,
remember when that first came out and people were like, yo, like Logan switching or whatever. This is like peak, you know what I mean? The riots going on, George Floyd, everything. And people were like, damn, Logan. That was like crazy PR for him. Cringe. I wouldn't say that's cringe, to be honest. I mean, shit, I would agree that. I mean, if I see somebody being super racist, I would hope somebody else says something.
Impulsive did wonders for Logan's image, but he was also establishing a pretty notable feud with fellow YouTuber KSI. What started with diss tracks, yes, this was during that era of YouTube,
I'm here. KSI about to fucking disappear.
climaxed in 2 boxing matches where KSI emerged victorious. However, both YouTubers gained a lot from this. I mean, on top of tens of millions of views, you had the start of Logan Paul's boxing career and a huge step forward for KSI's. And the next step in the feud was actually to end it, with KSI appearing as a guest on what would become Impulsive's most viewed episode. And in this episode,
It's crazy how boxing and kind of like politics is just like that. Like, they'll talk the most shit about each other. And at the end of the day, after everything, they're just cool with each other. Bro, I was even looking back at when Trump got elected, right? And all of the people were talking shit about him. Hillary, Obama, whatever, everybody. And then they ended up being at like the inauguration when he like got in the office, and they were like cool. They were shaking hands with each other. And then like same thing with boxing. Like they would just shit talk each other and be friends right after.
Logan and KSI started to spark somewhat of a friendship, or at the very least a mutual respect, a far improvement from the old diss tracks.
No, I always go like LA a lot. It's just the place to be, especially.
Why don't you ever hit us up? He hit me instead.
I literally hit him up.
Damn, and don't they got beef now? George Janko and Logan?
So there was only one thing to do. See, Logan Paul is arguably a genius when it comes to being a salesman. I mean, he was able to turn his merch into a cult-like
Well,
affair.
I think it will. This has 91 million views. Who was listening to this shit?
And has consistently been able to make his products a symbol of status to kids. Like, as much flack as you could give him for literally anything else, it's hard to deny that, even without YouTube, this man probably would have been running the real world LaRusso auto. That's a good thing for those of you who don't watch karate soap operas. Anyway, so they decided to take years of their very
Nigga said unk, bro. Yo, some of y'all, I should ban you just for being like under the age of 16. I'm not gonna lie.
public feud
In my
and
chat.
retroactively turn all of it into free marketing, which finally brings us to Prime. But first, I want to thank today's sponsor, Scentbird.
Tom
Look,
Energy.
you can search and it's definitely without the crypto. Yeah, actually, let me. I chose them all a great deal. Fragrance. Now back with the video.
Starting a lifestyle drink with KSI, my once rival.
Yeah, they announced that they were coming together to launch a competitor to the likes of Gatorade and Powerade. And Prime quickly stood out thanks to its focus on being a healthier alternative, boasting more electrolytes than any competitor, fewer calories, but with a sweeter taste.
Do you mind doing a taste test for me? Yeah. Gatorade, Blue Raspberry Prime.
All right, let's do it. I don't. It's like flat. There's more like flavor, and I can't even describe it. This one's honestly better.
And to put it simply, this was the
paid
perfect
actor.
time for both of them. Logan, for the first time, was actually pretty well liked. I mean, people went from wanting him banned from YouTube to applauding him for learning and growing from his past mistakes. And KSI,
On everything, that beard changed Logan's life. I swear that beard did amazing PR for Logan. Is Prime even good, bro? Prime is not that bad. Look, controversial opinion on the internet, I guess, because y'all are just some haters. Prime is not. Certain flavors are absolutely ass. Like they're coming out with too many flavors. Prime is not that bad. Am I gonna go out to drink it? No. All right. But like, if I had it. If somebody was like, just handed me a bottle, I just like, I try some or drink one. Some of the flavors, yeah, you could say they're not good. Like I forgot. So I tried it like last week. It was like called Cherry Freeze. That shit was not good to me at all. It was not good to me at all. Like it had a weird aftertaste.
I had a similar trajectory. While he did
Prime has
have
some
some
real shitty
controversies in
flavors.
his earlier days, he had spent the recent years making a name for himself as an up-and-coming musician and boxer. So both creators were more famous than ever. They were both more liked than ever, and the sudden shift from enemies to partners would ensure that word of mouth did its thing. So in short, the plan was for Logan and KSI to use their fame to give Prime an explosive start, so that even if their individual relevance died down, Prime could go on to be bigger than either of the two. Basically, enough people would be exposed to Prime.
It's kind of crazy. In the future, like kids probably won't even know who Logan Paul or Jake Paul is, and they'll just know like Prime. They're gonna grow up and like be like, oh, Prime, that was them. Like I never actually know they'll know it because Logan Paul advertises like every second he gets. Bro, Logan Paul would advertise Prime at his mom or dad's death. I swear to you, bro.
That they would be buying it without realizing
I
it
would
was
do it
owned
too.
by two
Yeah, you're sick.
YouTubers. And Prime has been incredibly successful, to the point that it got its own Super Bowl ad. And most criticisms that
I
Prime
had a
faced,
Super Bowl ad? I never saw that.
it has managed to overcome, seeming to win almost every lawsuit that comes their way.
We're not going to settle because your claims are bullshit. And in addition to the Forever Chemicals lawsuit being dropped, so did the
Yo, look at the dislikes.
caffeine one, where plaintiffs said there was like a crazy amount of caffeine. That one also got dismissed.
Though the main issue in 2024 is that claim I
Nah, there is like 50 lawsuits against Prime. Bro, they're getting sued like every week for some shit.
mentioned before, where Prime promotes itself as a
Europeans
sports
think
drink with
Americans
more
only drink
electrolytes
Prime?
and fewer calories than any competitor, but with a sweeter taste.
Gatorade has 36 grams of sugar in it as opposed to Prime's 2 grams. That is a lot of sugar compared
Okay, but the thing is,
to not a lot of
let me let
sugar.
him pour it out. But the thing is, when they show these charts, like, aren't they just substituting the sugar for like artificial flavoring? That's like kind of the same bad quality or worse. I don't know if it's like that for Prime, but most of the time that's how it is, like for these companies. Unless if it's really natural. Like some companies, they do use like really natural shit, and they'll say like it's just a couple ingredients, and then that at that moment you could be like, all right. But something like Prime is definitely like some random chemical that nobody knows. That's making it taste sweet.
Gatorade has
Prime
140
confirmed.
calories. Look at that. Prime only has 25. We're both electrolyte drinks. Gatorade has 350
It's a bigger
milligrams
bottle?
of electrolyte.
I would say, yeah, that does look like it has more liquid in it. I can't
And
tell.
a bigger bottle, and yet Prime doubles it with 825 milligrams of electrolytes. Honestly, there's no comparison.
And if you
So
think
wouldn't it make more sense to compare the same ounces? That's kind of like an unfair comparison he did there because it's not even the same size.
about it, that's kind of surprising, right? Like, how did these two manage to crack a code that all of these companies couldn't? Yeah, here's Logan's marketing knowledge at work. They gloss over the fact that Prime doesn't actually have the electrolytes that you need during high-intensity
still better?
activity. More specifically, the body mainly loses sodium, salt, while sweating. Hence why other sports drinks, especially sugar-free ones, manage to taste salty. They're making sure to replace the lost sodium, but you can't really add salt without making the taste salty, right? But Prime loads up on potassium, which is much less important to a sweating body, but affects taste much less.
In your sweat, you lose sodium to potassium at a ratio of 3.5 to 1. But with Prime, you're giving your body 0.014 milligrams of sodium to 1 milligram of potassium.
So they're criticized quite a bit for that, but while it's misleading, it's not actually illegal, right? I mean, potassium is as much of an electrolyte
See,
as
that's just breaking way into the chemical components. Like I wouldn't even be able to tell that. Like I would just be like, oh, it tastes, I don't know, more sugar.
sodium, and there's nothing more American than preying on the uninformed consumer, right? But Prime is only half of the equation that is Lunchly. See, in the same month, January 2022, Mr. Beast announced the launch of his chocolate bar company, Feastables.
I want to tell you guys about my new snack company, Feastables.
Damn, this was 2 years ago, basically. No, actually, wait, this was almost 3 years ago. Actually, January 29th, 2022, and like soon as 3 years.
Which is launching with 3 flavors, original, almond, and crunch.
And his approach here was way more simple. Jimmy was at this point a
Still miss
beloved
Math Hat?
creator who was on track to be the biggest YouTuber ever. Only problem was, Jimmy was becoming too big. Like, too big to be able to rely on sponsorships.
The amount of money people are willing to pay has stalled, even though the views are skyrocketing. Like, yeah, it's getting makes more and more sense for me to just build companies that I own because, I know, if I promote something that it converts and it actually leads to real sales. And so ideally one day I don't have to do brand deals anymore.
Yeah, Feastables quickly became huge.
I think at this point, Mr. Beast does not have to do brand deals. Y'all think he has to do brand deals? Dude, Feastables is definitely getting sales. Like, people are definitely eating that shit. It's in every convenience store, pretty much.
Thanks to Jimmy falling back on what had served him so well on YouTube. See, Jimmy at this point had made a name for himself as the guy who gives away money. So giveaways became an integral part of Feastables marketing.
I feel like Feastables is 70% a chocolate company and 30% a lottery targeting children. And this higher up person at Mr. Beast said it was probably closer to the other way around and was laughing about it. Like 70% a lottery, 30% a chocolate company.
Though this did come with some controversy, as one of these giveaways involved fans cleaning up Feastable displays on store shelves for a chance at winning $5,000. But kids started to see this as an invitation to mess up competing displays, and people started calling this unpaid child labor, so that one was quickly
No, that was crazy, bro.
stopped. But on the whole, there was some overlap between Feastable's plan with Prime's. Have an explosive launch, use the free promotion of being owned by a YouTuber, and eventually grow to be even bigger than its origin. Hell, Feastables even went for the whole overstating health benefits play, with the company basing much of its initial promotion on being healthier than their main competitor.
No, that kind of pissed me off because when I first got Feastables, Feastables and I've been into that shit, I remember, I'm not gonna lie, I tried to participate into that goddamn challenge when he was giving the golden ticket. Hey, there's no skeletons in my closet, all right? I was trying to participate in that challenge, and yeah, I did not win the golden ticket. I did not win that golden ticket, but I've been into the fucking chocolate bar and I realized that shit was dark chocolate. I got so pissed, bro. I got so pissed. Like, now there's milk chocolate, but at first, they did not tell you it was dark chocolate. Dude, I do not like dark chocolate.
Hershey's. Though once their formula changed, they didn't
Chocolate's supposed to be
exactly
unhealthy?
clarify that it was actually more unhealthy per bar.
Now in 2024, Mr. Beast changed the formula again to where it has mostly the same ingredients as Hershey's.
Nah, there's no way. Oh, I thought it was 60 grams of sugar.
And even more sugar and more
Oh, it
calories
is.
per bar.
That's the sugar?
In this initial ad for Feastables where he calls it
Yeah, because at first it was a different flavor. I remember tasting it at first.
healthy, is still getting millions of views a month.
Something better,
Whoops.
exactly.
Also, while Logan and KSI seem to have taken great measures to separate Prime's branding from their own, the Mr. Beast branding has been a staple of Feastables packaging, which in fairness makes sense. I mean, Jimmy's reputation has been nowhere near as bad as Logan's and KSI's, so it makes sense if Jimmy was aiming to make the brand of Mr. Beast something like YouTube's version of Disney. So by 2024, there were 2 food brands with major momentum owned by 3 YouTubers who happen to be friends. So it makes perfect sense to strike while the iron is hot and combine the 2 products, right? See, on September 16th, 2024, the trio announced that they would be coming together to make Lunchly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce you to Lunchly.
Yes, a competitor to Lunchables. But in the wake of this announcement, they were annihilated.
What the f is the matter about nachos? What the f is going on here, bro?
He started it! I just released the product.
See, this was the problem. They were crashing out for the internet. The internet is never going to see this in a good light.
But it came at me! Am I not allowed to respond on you?
But why? Well, like I said, it's right place, wrong time. See, Mr. Beast
Bro's
is officially
tweaking for
the
drippy
number 1
cheese.
YouTuber, and Logan Paul is killing it on the WWE, and KSI, man, he just looks really good standing next to them in photos. He's kind of doing his own thing, it's fine.
But my music is good!
I'll be real, bro. Is the song something I'm gonna play in my car? No, but it's a meme song and I like the song for the meme purposes and it's good.
That's not meant to be a meme song.
But while being at the top is
I mean, that marketing worked for him, though.
a great start, this could not have come at a worse time. Like, seriously, I cannot imagine why the hell they would launch the product now unless it was because of legal obligations or because they were desperate to hit the back-to-school rush. See, Logan and Jimmy
Has to
have
be doing
both
it
seen their
ironically.
brands crumble over
I
the
truly think, bro, KSI is smart for marketing like that. Like, at first I think he was mad at first, and then he started to see how much people were making fun of him getting mad, and then he started like trolling with it.
last year. And KSI, well, he was doing fine, but he made his own mess that I'll touch upon in a bit. See, a year ago...
Nah, but I think the shit with Dan TDM was 100% real. That was cringe. That was just cringe.
Logan was exposed for spearheading basically a crypto scam. Like, he collected money to...
I forgot about this. Did he ever pay the victims back? You know what? Logan Paul's not gonna pay it. Hey, CryptoZoo victims, I'm here to stand up for you. I'm here to pay... Psych, nigga, I don't got no money for that, bro. Logan, pay them back, bro. Pay them back. God damn. No, probably not. Yeah, no, he gotta pay them back, bro. This is insane work. Scam us, please, Tommy. I scam y'all every day. I scam y'all every day, and I don't see any call outs on me. I don't see any call outs on me.
Launch a cryptocurrency with the promise that that currency would interact with a game that Logan never launched.
The core mechanic of CryptoZoo, that you can make money with these stupid animals, didn't even work on launch day, and still, to this day, a year later, still does not work.
And this led to millions in damages. It wasn't a joke.
These are the estimated damages in CryptoZoo,
lost
$18.5 million, which comes from a combination of ZooCoin and NFT sales.
Now, in a rare move for Logan, he kind of panicked. I mean, this threatened to undo years of work fixing his image. So at first, he puffed out his chest and threatened to sue CoffeeZilla for his...
Yeah, this was a dumb response. Oh my god. He did not have a PR manager check this or anything. He should have just came out and apologized for it, like in the most sincere way possible.
Investigation.
CoffeeZilla, I now know your motives
now we
with
suing
this.
him, I think, right?
Clout and money, good for you, but also you're slimy as and I'll see you in court.
And then when that backfired, Logan, tail between his legs, thanked CoffeeZilla for his work, pledging to repay $1.3 million out of his own pocket.
Thank you, CoffeeZilla. You have catalyzed this, and
I know he was mad as shit this video.
I am very grateful for your work and your investigation, and I mean that. Thank you, bro.
And then, once the heat died down, Logan went right back to suing CoffeeZilla.
Logan Paul is suing me for CryptoZoo,
So
only a year
stupid.
after he thanked me for it. Rather than pay back his victims fully, Logan would rather publicly humiliate himself in court.
It's crazy how it would probably cost more in lawyer fees than to actually pay the victims back.
In my opinion, it seems that Logan was hoping that doing the bare
he's standing
minimum,
on
because that
business.
1.3 mil did
This
not
is
account
not
for all
a
of the
good reason to
damages,
stand
would
on
be enough to
business.
make this whole thing blow over. I mean, it worked with the Japan incident, make a PSA, have some slow-mo shots of Logan thinking, boom, he's back to bragging about gaining subscribers from parading around a dead body.
What other YouTuber you know can take a 3-week break and still gain 1 million subscribers?
But CoffeeZilla kept up the pressure on
Nowadays, YouTubers be taking like month breaks.
ensuring that this issue wouldn't just fade away until Logan made things right. So Logan just went right back to using his wealth to bully a smaller creator.
But the bottom line is that Logan Paul filed this lawsuit because he wants to silence his main critic. And that's the very definition of a slap suit.
So yeah, people don't like Logan right now, and he's become desperate to fix that. I mean, he even burned quite a few bridges in pursuit of this abridged comeback, editing conversations he had with several YouTubers during a MrBeast competition out of context.
Also, I got to like squash a few beefs.
You did?
Yeah, like bro, him, Moist Critical, MatPat, they've all like made like a series of videos like talking mad. Like they're
And nah, I would never apologize to Logan. If it was me, I would be like, I'm never apologizing, Logan. Never. And then what would he do? MrBeast would be there at the video shoot to save me if anything happened.
on that wave.
In order to try and discredit their coverage of CryptoZoo right as he sued CoffeeZilla.
To be clear, I wasn't talking shit. He had done a scam with CryptoZoo, and he was very respectful, took full responsibility and accountability in person, so I was more than willing to be mature about this and talk to him as a human being. I don't see why in any circumstances this would be perceived as being two-faced. And again, this was filmed over a month ago when I wasn't privy to any new dog shit behavior from Logan. This lawsuit with CoffeeZilla is new. So I couldn't call him out on it or anything like that.
But Logan is just one piece of this pie, and he's not even the biggest one. So why would that matter? Well, Jimmy also ain't doing that great. See, until now, Jimmy was seen as an almost biblical figure. I mean, the man literally cured the blind.
In this video, we're curing 1,000 people's blindness. It's gonna be crazy.
And nah, bruh, the switch up is so crazy. I remember when this came out and people were hating on Twitter. And that was the moment where I was like, damn, people are really stupid. And now it's completely switched up.
Africa.
You just witnessed a small village in Kenya get access to unlimited clean drinking water in less than a second.
And is mainly known for giving money to people who may need it.
One of the things I plan on doing, the money is to put my farm 100% on solar power. My farm will be like a giant Tesla. That's the dream. That's what we're trying to do at the homestead.
What's not to love, right? In fact, any criticism of MrBeast was always just dismissed out of hand. It was seen as nitpicking when you consider how much good he had accomplished with seemingly no drawbacks. But more recently, Dawson French, aka Dogpack404, released a series of videos talking about his findings as a former employee of MrBeast.
Today I am alleging that the company rigged
Isn't this dude in controversy too? Now they're saying this dude might be wrong on some of the stuff he said. So like, I don't even know at this point.
videos and did illegal lotteries and sold fake signatures. I would consider that fraud.
This led to a ton of accusations coming out with varying degrees of legitimacy. But the most serious and most substantiated ones include Jimmy selling merchandise with forged autographs.
Could you make it any more obvious? You know, you don't accidentally have someone else's signature as muscle memory.
Jimmy hiring and protecting someone who pled guilty to inappropriate contact with a minor.
Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender?
Jimmy going to great lengths to protect someone who is accused of assaulting his assistant while working at the company.
He was actually brought back to MrBeast in 2023 after sexually assaulting his assistant prior and promoted to Chief Financial Officer, which is how I personally was introduced to him.
See, that is insane work. If this is true and intentionally hiding it, but at the same time, like, bro, the thing is, big companies always do this, bro. Like, if you think of Fortune 500 companies, when a whatever CEO gets in trouble for sexual assault or whatever, they try to put that shit under the bridge fast as not saying anything.
Basically expecting employees to be working 24/7, no matter the cost.
I would go to bed at 3 or 4 a.m. and then get up at like 9:30 the next day just so I could drive back to the studio and then work on production stuff.
Wow.
Every single day. Adderall was being passed around the company. There were
He had them working like Mappa animators, passing around Adderall. Like, oh man, shit, that Adderall gets you going though. I won't lie.
higher up employees that were offering it to other employees just so they could work all night and edit videos all night.
As well as, on at least 2 occasions, putting contestants' safety at risk while producing videos, with one of these instances being basically torture.
I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. And I'm running until 3 a.m. Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red, I couldn't walk.
And separately, there have been a ton of accusations involving the production of Jimmy's new game show with Amazon.
Him, Amazon, and other production companies affiliated with the Beast Games competition series, they're facing a lawsuit for poor working conditions.
I wonder if Amazon will actually release this shit with Jimmy. Even though he's in controversy, maybe they'll wait.
Now, yeah, people don't really like Jimmy all that much. And while his views have remained pretty good, yeah, YouTubers have been distancing themselves quickly.
And he could probably continue to upload videos without ever replying and continue to get hundreds of millions of views. But I won't be able to support him. I won't support him in any way, shape, or form. If that's what he does.
And despite these accusations starting over 2 months ago, Jimmy hasn't replied to any of them. Like, at all. No acknowledgement whatsoever. So for Jimmy to be, for the first time...
I mean, he replied to the Chris Tyson shit, but he can't reply to all the allegations still going on legally. Like, he just simply can't, bro.
Kind of hated by the internet, it's a weird choice to launch a new product now. I mean, Logan has at least been trying to fix his controversies, and at this point seems intent on just barreling on until people get over it. But in Jimmy's case, I mean, man, he hasn't even tried to do anything yet. And hey, being a YouTuber and trying to ignore controversy in the hopes that it goes away, that's a tried and true method, right? But that usually involves doing business as usual, not business that you're just starting, right? So that's not great timing. Literally, just waiting 6 months, regardless of how things play out, would have been better. And then KSI... Fucking KSI, man. But to understand KSI's role in this train wreck, you gotta understand the reaction to the product itself. It's been bad. Like, every reaction I've seen from doctors and influencers alike have ranged from strong dislike of the product to, well, apathy.
All of these things are red flags indicating that a food is heavily processed. Heavily processed foods are associated with poor health outcomes.
For starters, you have the fact that this product is
well, that's an obvious. That's any heavily processed food.
Relying on many of the same tactics as Prime and Feastables.
If he talks about it, then the kids will stop watching
supposedly healthier than...
Bro, you think the kids that... Bro, those kids love YouTube drama, right? I was a kid that was watching YouTube, and I was always watching drama learning shit. They know about the drama by now.
The competition based on certain metrics that are taken out of context.
Is it fair to say that Lunchly is healthier? I guess one can say yes, but honestly, probably more so as a marketing tactic.
For example, the fact that Lunchly has fewer calories than Lunchables.
We're also 30 less calories, 310 calories.
230 calories.
As it turns out, that's not always a good thing.
230 calories is diabolical. Bro, that is not even sustaining you a little bit. Not a little bit. I don't even think that can sustain a toddler for a day.
When you're talking about lunches aimed at children and teens.
Lunchly turkey contains only 230 calories, which would mean a kid would need to eat about 2.7 portions to consume enough calories. And if they did that, they'd get nearly 1,300 milligrams of sodium, which is also significantly over the USDA standards. So they'd be either under eating calories or overeating sodium.
Also, you have the fact that
even if any like perfect food,
we say it's healthier than Lunchables, it's still not particularly healthy.
Signaling that at least one ingredient is less processed than in Lunchables, but the entirety of the kit is still considered an ultra-processed meal. And because they fall into the category of ultra-processed foods, they aren't healthy to consume often, period. Studies actually show that those consuming high amounts of UPFs can have up to 50% higher risk of developing obesity, and some specific UPFs are linked to increases in cancer.
So people were critical of the trio for not using their influence to launch an actually healthy alternative to Lunchables, but instead a carbon copy. Though the most notable reaction came from Dan TDM. See, Dan is a beloved and massive Minecraft YouTuber, with almost 30 million subscribers to his name, and he's someone who's been around for quite a while. And a common complaint for those who have been on YouTube for over a decade is
Dan was getting 4 million views in 2012? I did not know that.
That while the platform was once primarily a place for creative expression, it has now become, well, a way to make money first. I mean, everyone who starts doing YouTube now wants to be a YouTuber. So Dan provided his thoughts, which largely aligned with
But is that a bad... Okay, I wouldn't say... If you go into YouTube just thinking, oh man, I'm here to make some bread, you're gonna get trash. obviously. But like, you have to go into YouTube thinking like you want to make this like a full-time career or streaming or whatever, right? Just being a content creator. I don't see it as a bad thing. What about you, bro? I was making videos when I was like 12 years old, 11 and 12. I did not, and even when I started posting on YouTube again, like 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, damn. I was not thinking, bro, I literally didn't even think I was gonna get 10K subs. I swear to y'all, on everything, I was like, bro, 10K subs is crazy. 100K subs is impossible. That's what I thought. But yeah, I never looked at it like that. If you sit there and look at it like that and you're not actually passionate, you just want to make like videos for money, you're never gonna be successful.
This viewpoint, namely that this was just selling stuff for the sake of making money with no concern for how this product would be good for fans. Quote, this is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better. Now this tweet got over 600K likes and to my knowledge is the most liked tweet about Lunchly. So
God, 54 million views, bro. On somebody roasting the product? That's so bad.
Lunchly. So our Lunchly trio started to get hot under their collars, and they all responded exactly how you would expect. Meaning they used 3 very different approaches that somehow all managed to blow up in their face and make this whole situation much worse. See, Jimmy responded on Twitter by maintaining the wholesome branding he was known for, basically saying that their motivation stems from recognizing an evil in the market that they would like to correct. Problem is, even if we ignore the claims that he's making and say they're all true, he still hasn't responded to the claims of protecting and enabling multiple employees with histories of being sexually violent, yet he responds to people saying they don't like his crackers within a day. In other words, people say that he only cares about money and, well, you tell me if his actions suggest.
Nah, but legally he can't respond to the other allegations though. That's the thing. So like, I'm confused. What?
Otherwise, Logan, on the other hand, fell back on, well, his usual playbook.
I'll tell you what happened to YouTubers. We spent our lives creating content and building our brands. Now, first off, Logan Paul was never like a YouTuber. He was a Viner first. That's not. Logan Paul was a Viner. All right, let's get that straight. I feel like people are so used to him being on YouTube and shit. Started off on Vine. Now we want to build businesses. You don't say anything when Lunchables faces bans for allegedly containing lead, but when we create a better version, you're upset, then don't.
Blamed haters, claimed people just don't understand his vision, and painted himself as the victim of unjust criticism, basically trying to establish himself as your average, hardworking American just trying to build a business.
We spent our whole lives creating content, and now we want to build businesses. Seems like a natural arc for any young, ambitious adult, and without even trying the meal, just seeing a headline, it is met with hate, resistance, disgust.
And just the usual routine that everyone hates him for no reason, and he's the victim.
It's just a group of haters who somehow have the ability to comment on whether or not things are true, but they lie. Help me understand.
Oh, he also used the birth of his first child to promote Lunchly, like a lot.
And of course, we have our snacks and our energy drink, none other than the greatest meals in the world. Lunchly, of course, we have the turkey, cheese, and cracker stack. Also the Fiesta Nachos, my personal favorite.
Love.
Which is totally normal and not creepy at all.
Here's our baby, brand new to the world. Here we go.
Lunchly is now.
Why have I never seen that? Why have I never seen that? Oh my god, that's so bad. That's so bad, bro. That's so bad. That's so bad. Oh, why would he do that? And it's crazy because he knows like what's getting clicks. Like he would think people are searching up Logan Paul baby or something. And then after that he's showing like the Lunchly to promote it.
In stores.
Yeah, let's move on to JJ. You see, KSI owes a lot of his success to conflict. Like, no hate, it's just objectively true. Like, this man's $1 billion company stemmed from a beef with Jake Paul that turned into one with Logan Paul, which turned into a huge boxing event. Not to mention his feuds with Skydoes Minecraft, his own brother, his boxing opponents. I mean, the man knows that drama sells and has no issue with making said drama. So he took the free publicity feuds can provide and tried to apply that here. Except instead of responding to all of the criticism, KSI just focused on Dan. Remember Dan? You know Dan. Let's talk about Dan. KSI spent weeks and counting tweeting at Dan TDM, attacking Dan for selling toys in the past while ignoring the difference between
so
merch
bad.
and nutrition. Also, these were toys
See, I think for KSI, the song marketing, him pretending to be mad, that's actually like smart. This was just terrible. Like this isn't good marketing for you at all.
KSI also sold. He also used Marquise Brown Lee launching a phone wallpaper app with a $50 annual subscription, yes that really happened, as an excuse to call Dan a dumbass and basically tell people to not criticize YouTuber products, which is even funnier when you consider how Marquise himself had responded to the criticisms.
Wyatt had a friggin' $50 price tier, and so appropriately, the entire internet was very disappointed, and that's 100% on me.
And then KSI faked an apology that just linked to his really bad new song, which if that sounds like a weird stray, here are some of the actual lyrics. Always drama when I ring. See, I believe that if I see it in my heart, smash through the ceilings, because I'm reaching for the stars. I would say that sounds like it belongs in a Disney Channel original movie, but I don't have it in me to insult Corbin Bleu like that. He also said, thanks for the free promo, pussy. DM me your bank details for the payment, LMAO. He also released multiple videos crying about this.
When JJ decides to delete his credibility by picking a fight with an OG YouTuber over a lunch
It's the fact that his whole subreddit switched on him.
box. He started it!
It's reaching its point where it's not even funny for me anymore. It
wasn't funny.
It's not funny.
And this was all because of just one tweet. Like, Dan has literally said nothing else in weeks about this. Like, KSI saw that he was being criticized, said, okay, I'll do what I always do and escalate this for clicks. But Dan didn't take the bait because some creators don't want to fight for a living. They just want to let their content speak for itself. Right? Which, for an idea of how pathetic this was, KSI eventually came straight out and said, hey Dan, you should come on my podcast to talk about this, but I'm trying to finish this like a man. Because KSI apparently doesn't understand that you can express an opinion without wanting to fight to the death. Yeah, man got the wrong message from Hamilton. That was bad, I'm sorry. But all jokes aside, the timing of this was atrocious. The two biggest brands behind this push are at undeniable low points. And that's the big thing here. The initial push for a non-YouTuber brand starts with goodwill. People should want to see this person succeed. I mean, hell, I joked about it before, but Hank—
Wait, y'all, would y'all buy my product if it was in stores? What would my product be? A lasagna. Bro, I make a nice ass lasagna. A YouTuber lasagna. Tommy NMG's lasagna. And it's me on the cover with like a spoon. Going like... fried chicken? I would never make a fried chicken, bitch. Actually, that's a lie, I would. I'd be on that box like Colonel Sanders, bro.
Are beloved. So every time they do launch a new venture, people give them almost nothing but praise. So I think the issue here was that this trio weighed the pros of getting on store shelves right in time for back to school. They compared that with the cons of waiting until Jimmy—
Yo, I didn't even think of it like that. They definitely waited for kids to start school. They definitely waited.
and Logan could get their brands together and ultimately made the wrong call. And KSI, as surprisingly the least controversial at the moment, tried to take the reins and just made things way worse. Well, worst case scenario, you could always leak DMs from a year ago with a now 20-year-old praising you in order to pretend that this discredits their current criticisms of you, but who would do that? You already know it was Logan. Over a decade online, and the dude still doesn't understand that someone saying something nice to him at one point—
Logan genuinely needs a PR manager, like how Hollywood stars need them. He needs one.
It doesn't mean that they can't ever criticize him. Like, he really can't comprehend that a lot of people just don't like him. Like, he truly has to believe that everything is a sign that people love him. Though I'm probably reaching here. It's not like Logan would flex the fact that arenas full of people boo when they see his face, right?
I literally make a living off of people not liking me. And I have to be honest with you, it's fantastic. I'll tell you what real life is, where you can make 15,000 people boo you because you do this.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna give you the leisure of a boo. I'm gonna give you a foghorn. You are not The Rock. Did he just try to make The Rock face? Was that The Rock face?
Yeah, I got nothing.
W video, man. That being said, I would be buying my Lunchly ASAP. So, yeah, if you're watching the tube, make sure to join the Discord and watch the streams.
Subscribe to Tommy NFG.